there and welcome back to Beauty Bee and to a first impressions review. I recently placed a moderate sized order from Colourpop, I would say. I did some shopping from their sales section. They're having one of their up to 80% off clearance events, so I picked quite a few things up. I think they were all on pretty significant discount, and I thought I'd give them a try today with y'all. So the only thing that I've actually tried so far is one of the lip products, actually the only lip product that I purchased. This is 1000%. It is one of their Matte X lippy sticks. It's what I'm wearing right now. I think that this would look better if my lips were in a little bit better shape. They're just a little bit dry today. I was wearing a matte lipstick earlier, and then I switched to another matte lipstick. So I think it's looking a little bit dry and a little imperfect. I also didn't do a fantastic job of tracing my lip line, but it's a really pretty shade. It's definitely a color that I can see myself getting a lot of use out of this fall. I like the depth of this lipstick. It is dark enough to be vampy, to be very fall time, but it's not so deep that I don't see myself using it regularly. I'm really happy with this. I think that this will be really fun. And I have had and panned quite a few lippy sticks over the years. I actually haven't owned any for quite a while. It's probably been 3 or 4 years since I panned my last one, but I'm happy to have them back. I really enjoy that formula. So I think my first step is going to be just to take off all of the makeup that I'm currently wearing. So I will be back in just a second, barefaced and ready to start with everything new. Okay, it had been a long time since I used a makeup wipe actually on my face. I had forgotten how uncomfortable that is. So now that my face is nice and red from using a makeup wipe, let's see how well this foundation can do. This is the Colourpop No Filter foundation in the shade Fair 05. I think it's going to be a decent depth match for me. Well, maybe a hair deep, but what isn't? So let's give it a go. I did swatch this earlier and it was looking okay. I was kind of torn between shades because I thought that this would probably match me depth-wise a little bit better, but they don't have a cool toned, well, they don't have a cool tone to pretty much anything, I think, but they especially did not have a cool toned, very lightest shade. They had a neutral that was half a step up, but I don't know. I figured this would probably be closer, and I think this is gonna work out for me. I don't think this is gonna be half bad. It's certainly closer than anything else I've had or tried in recent memory, so you know what? We're just gonna go with it. Maybe it is actually light. No, you know, I'm looking at my neck. It's a little yellow, but we'll try. Give it a go. Just see what happens. This isn't bad at all. It's actually giving me some coverage, which is great. But it's looking maybe actually a little pale. Huh. That is not what I saw coming. And it doesn't look that pale in my mirror. It looks really spot on in my mirror. Why does this look so much lighter on camera than it does in person? Because I've got to say, in person, this is looking actually really good color-wise. It's looking a little cakey, though. This looks like I've covered it in powder, and I haven't. So maybe it'll sit a little bit better over primer. But I'm liking it so far. At least in person. On camera, I'm looking like an absolute nightmare, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll definitely need to play with this a little bit more. Okay, so I don't have any other base products. I just had that foundation, and I'm not going to try this out today, but let's just take a look at this. This is the Shimmering Dry Oil. I got mine in the shade Platinum, and I think that this is going to work out really well for me. They really only had one lightish shade, though I'm sure that they're a lot more sheer on the skin than they look in the bottle. So I'm trying to get just a little bit out. I don't want a ton because I don't want to actually apply this all over my body or anything, but ooh, it's this pale gold. I'm gonna put it on my leg, and then I'm not gonna show you because I really do not have nice legs at all, but that's pretty. I was thinking that I would probably never use this outside of summertime, but maybe through the fall I could wear this, especially during this part of fall where it's a little bit warmer. I think this could actually work out really well for me. Cool. Has a little bit of a scent to it, but I couldn't tell you what it's supposed to smell like. It smells like some sort of fake fruity scent, but I'm not sure what fruit it's meant to imitate. Okay. So then where we really get into things is eyeshadow. I bought a Super Shock. This is from the Sunflower collection. I have the shade Flower Child, and I love the packaging on this. I think it's adorable. Now my hands are all oily, so I can't open things up. There we have that. That's gonna be super pretty. I actually swatched this earlier, and it is gorgeous. It's kind of a subtle shade. It's definitely something that I could see myself wearing as a one shadow look. Very, very pretty. I don't think it's what I want to play with today, but it's pretty. I like this quite a bit. I also purchased a Jelly Much shadow. I'd always been curious about these, and I decided to get the shade, I believe it's Desert Days. It's Jelly Much Desert Days. Okay. Goodness. So it comes with a cap, and then this flubber-like substance inside. Is that a dated reference, or do most of us know what flubber is? That is not what I thought it would feel like. But it's pretty. It's a pink. It has multicolor, tiny little glitter particles in it. I think that'll be really fun. Yeah, I like that a lot. Super, super pretty. I might need to work this into the look today. I have so much eyeshadow in front of me because I bought a palette vault. I purchased the Cloud Dye vault. By the way, I didn't realize this, but it came in this rather cute little box with fold-out portions for each of the individual palettes. There are 3 palettes in the set. This is the box set of the tie-dye collection. That doesn't really matter to me. It's really actually a little bit of a negative that they sent me more packaging than was really necessary. But I think if you were thinking about getting something like this as a gift for someone, maybe as we get into the holidays, I think that's good to know. This would be a really easy thing to wrap up and give to someone else. So let me show you the 3 palettes, starting with the one that I'm probably least excited about. This is Miss Bliss. They're all pastel, but this one focuses more on peaches and pinks. I think this is probably the palette that I have the most similar things to already in my collection, but it is really, really pretty. Let me just choose 3 shades. I think I'm gonna choose this one, and let's pick a matte. So this is going to be Intuitive, Palo Santo, and Chakra to me. Those are all looking really pretty. I didn't think about this, but those are close to the shades that I already have swatched, so. Ooh. I had not heard super promising things about this palette, or really about these palettes in general. I'd heard that they were very light, which I figured would be okay for me, but those are swatching nicely, at least. I think these will be good. I am excited to play around with these. And then we have the green one, which is Aura and Out. There is what that one looks like. The shade especially is really calling out to me this Vibes with a Z, because I guess that's cool. This like buttercream yellow is very pretty. These 2 are gorgeous. When I got this palette, this shade was a little bit puffed out. I think this is one of the super shocks, but it's very like creamy. I was just able to press it back in with my finger. I didn't actually swatch it though, so let's swatch Soul Sister, which is this blue-green, Eurovision, which is the yellow, and then Vibes from this palette. I went back in for a little bit more of the minty green. And, ooh. Man, this is gonna work out really well for me, I think. That yellow is not showing up very well on camera, I think, but in person I can definitely see it. And the green isn't super impactful unless it hits the light the right way, but it is really pretty when it's hitting the light the right way. And this blue is completely different from anything I have in my stash. I don't have anything like this whatsoever. Cool, very cool. And the one that I was most excited about is In a Trance. This is sort of a lavender-based one, and oh my goodness. This is so, so pretty. I'm super into this Mind's Eye shade. Clarity is a white with a really obvious purple, sort of blue-purple shift to it. Gorgeous. I mean, I love these pastel blues. These pinks are really fun. I just like everything about this palette so far, but I haven't touched any of it yet. So let's go with Own Your Power, which is the cool toned purple. Clarity, which is that white with a purple shift. And let's not drop it. If you're gonna drop anything, don't drop this one. And then Daydream Baby. Hollow writing on this palette is not helpful as I'm trying to read the names, but that's not really all that important. So let's go for it. Okay, that doesn't have a whole lot to it. Ooh, yes. And the pink. Overall, I think my lighting is a little bit bad. I can see all 3 of these in person. The pastel purple is a little bit on the soft side, but it's definitely something that I think I could use to blend out other shades. The white definitely hits the light and shifts. It's very, very pretty. And the pink is there. It's nothing super special, but it's very much there. And then I should have swatched Mind's Eye. What is that looking like? Ooh. That's really, really pretty. Man, now I need to figure out what I want to do. So, well, first things first is remove the swatches. Otherwise, I will end up with just purple glitter somewhere on my chest or my shirt, and we don't particularly want that. Maybe my nose. My nose is also a good target for my gross shadow covered hands. Okay, so what should we do? That's up for debate. I think that I'm going to do different looks on each eye. I think for my right eye, I'm going to go in to this palette and then add in a little bit of the Jelly Much shadow. So I'm not going to put down eye primer or anything. It's the evening. I'm not going to wear this makeup for more than a couple of hours, so we're not going to worry about that. Just, I guess, know that I'm not wearing eye primer, so if things aren't blending perfectly, that could very well be it. So let's get into it. I have so many of these things to peel off. They're so freaking satisfying. Okay, so I think let's start out really, really simple. I'm gonna go in with Up Level, which is the warmer of the two matte purples. I'm gonna put that in my crease. I mean, it's there. It's not crazy impactful though. Let's go in with a little more. I wanted to start out subtle because I didn't know how much might show up to the party right away. Let's zoom you in. That might be a mistake, but hey, that's too much. Cool. I think that'll work. I like that color. I definitely need other things with it though, because this is not all that dissimilar by itself from the color that my skin gets when it's just irritated. So I think I'm going to then put a little bit of Transcendence, which is it's a matte blue, sort of a cornflower blue with a bit of silvery glitter in it. Though it's such a little amount of glitter that I doubt it's going to show up. I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. That's not impressive at all. I might have spoken a little too early about this palette. That's not awful, though. Though I can't imagine using this if you're any deeper than me. I feel like that just wouldn't show at all. Well, you know, there's some color to that. Okay. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of Mind's Eye, which is this shimmery purple, over the inner, over the center half of my lid. That's pretty. Oh, I don't have anything particularly like that. I love this. This is such a pretty shade. This is so up my alley. Yes, yes, and more yes. And then we go into Flubber. Desert Days. I'm just going to take this on my finger, I think. I feel like that's the best way to go about this. Just getting a tiny bit on my pinky. I feel like I can always add more, but I can't subtract it quite as easily. So let's give this a go. Ooh. That's really pretty. I do need more because I went in with a minuscule amount, but I also don't know how close to drying out this might be. I mean, there's still definitely some creaminess to it right now, or at least some bounce to it right now. But this was probably the least expensive thing in this entire video. So I don't know if maybe it was that price because it's nearing its expiration date or what, but that is really pretty. Cool. And the foundation is looking kind of dry, but I think it would be better over some moisturizer or at least a hydrating primer or something. The color's not half bad. The color's actually really good. Awesome. So now for eye number 2, which I haven't figured out what I want to do with. I'm not really feeling this color scheme right now, but what about the Aura and Out palette? I feel like I have some better luck mixing that with the gold than the other ones as well. Look at that. And another sticker. Love taking off these stickers. I'm glad we were able to share that moment together. Okay, so with this eye, I want something. What is that something? I am unsure. But I think a reasonable place to start is probably with Solar Hour in my crease. This whole package came really quite well wrapped. The only 2 shades that had any kind of damage through the entire order were Solar Hour, which you can see is maybe not perfectly structurally sound anymore, but it looks like it lost maybe a tiny bit of product next to the edge. I'm not too worried about that one. And Soul Sister, which we talked about earlier. But that's a nice subtle crease shade, transition shade. I think that these are definitely going to be companion palettes for me. I don't see myself getting a wide range of looks out of any of these 3 palettes individually. But that's not really why I bought them. I mean, really why I bought these was because I thought that they would give me a lot of the shades that I wanted from the mock-up that I made of a Too Faced Kiwi themed palette, but I just don't have in my collection. So that was really the reason behind this haul, but I think that these are all going to work out pretty well for me. You know what? I think I'm going to use Eurovision, which is the yellow, all over my lid, and then I'm going to do sort of a halo eye with popping some of Flower Child in the center. We'll see how that goes. Can I say that is some impressive pigment for such a light shade. It's kind of chalky in color, but I don't know that you could really avoid that with this shade. I mean, it is such a light shade. I feel like it's gonna have quite a bit of white to it. Okay, wow. I did not expect that to actually cover so easily and so quickly. Impressive. And now for the gold. Do I have any clean fingers? Not really. We're just gonna clean off the yellow. I mean, look at how much yellow is still left. Yeah, the lighting might be really bad. Was enough yellow left that you could see it pretty clearly in the swatch in person. And that was just the remnants that I had left on my finger after applying it, so cool. I'll just put this right in the center. Oh, that's pretty. It's subtle, but it's pretty. I kind of wish that I'd purchased this a little bit earlier, because I think that I would have worn this look a lot this summer. But oh well. Okay. Awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna put on a little bit of lip gloss, not even because I think it goes, especially with this half the look, but just I want my lips hurt. It's always scary when I use the viewfinder as a mirror. Like, it gives you just like an absolute Norman Bates psycho stare effect, but it's also really convenient. So I still find myself doing it anyway. So I'm going to replace the cap on this. I want to keep this good for as long as physically possible. I think that'll help. By the way, did I show the packaging on this? I think it's adorable. I really like these. The packaging. Don't know why it's such a draw, but it really is for me. Alright, so I've zoomed y'all back out because I was a little bit uncomfortable with just how in my face you were. I had a lot of fun playing with this stuff. I think that there are some real hits in this group of products. I think the foundation is likely to work out pretty well for me. It's really been growing on me, at least how it looks in the viewfinder over the course of the video. I think that the new camera is maybe not fabulous for this, but I think this is going to work out pretty well for me. Flubber is nice. I like Super Shocks, and I think this one's going to work out really well. I don't have a bunch of glitter fallout over my face yet, I think. No, I don't have any glitter fallout, which is great because I didn't use any glitter glue, and I think that with some glitter glue I could probably really build this up to a nice color intensity, or, you know, not use glitter glue like I did today and just get a little bit of subtle sparkle. Great. This lipstick, I mean, I have worn this for half a day and I think it's really nice. It's a really pretty color. I think this is going to work out really well for me. The Shimmering Dry Oil. This was kind of an impulse purchase. This was really inexpensive. I want to say this was like $1.75. It's just a mini, but I think that this will be fun for the handful of times that I'll probably end up wearing this in a year, but I probably could have skipped it and been just as happy without it. And then the palettes are not as big of a home run as I thought they might be. However, I think that they are going to be pretty usable for me personally, and I'm interested to see how they'll work with primer and glitter glue or wetted. I think that for someone with my skin tone, these are probably going to work out pretty well. For anyone deeper than me, I don't have a lot of hope, but they are pretty, so I will give them that. So there is my little Colourpop first impressions. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you will consider liking and subscribing if you did. I am really looking forward to hopefully seeing you all next time. Bye.